So good morning to all. It is a continuation of the unit 1 revision. So now we can see the ultrasonic machining process. This process mainly first discovered by the American engineer in 1950. In this process, mechanical energy is utilized to machine the workpiece material. So mainly this process mainly used for the machining hard and brittle and non-metallic material, and also it is used for both electrically conductive and non-conductive workpieces also. This is a general schematic diagram of ultrasonic machining operations. The equipment consists of the mainly four main components. So first one is transducer, second one tool holder, third one abrasive slurry, so fourth one workpiece. So transducer is a device which converts the electrical energy into vibratory motion utilizing either piezoelectric principle or magnetostrictive principle. So second one tool holder, it is also called as a tool cone or acoustic head. The main purpose of tool holder is to amplify the mechanical energy produced by the transducer and transfer to the tool. So the tool holder should have a adequate strength. That's why it's mainly made up of titanium material, monal material and stainless steel material. So third one is the abrasive slurry. In slurry, the abrasive should be harder than the material being machined. The maximum abrasive used in the ultrasonic machining process is aluminum oxide, silicon carbide and boron carbide. So along with abrasive, liquid medium also used in the machining process. The main purpose of liquid medium is to carry the abrasive to the cutting zone and carry the spent abrasive and spark away. This also acts as a coolant in the working process. So mainly the water, benzene, glycerol is used as a liquid medium in the ultrasonic machining process. So workpiece, so generally it's a brittle material, hard material, electrically conductive material, electrically non-conductive material used in the workpiece, used as a workpiece in the ultrasonic machining method. So now we can see the one by one. So what is the type of transducers used in the ultrasonic machining method? So generally two types of transducer is used in the ultrasonic machining method. First one is a piezoelectric, second one is a magnetostrictive transducer. So piezoelectric is when electric current is applied to the piezoelectric material, they increase in size and come to the normal size when the current is removed. So generally piezoelectric material is a quartz, lead, zirconate, titanate. Second one is a magnetostrictive transducer. So ferromagnetic material when subject to an alternative magnetic field exhibits change in the dimension. The change in dimension is referred to the magnetostrictron. So mainly when high frequency current is passed through the coil, changes in the electromagnetic field, the change in magnetic field produces a longitudinal strain in the lamination. This longitudinal strain are transmitted to the tool through the tool holder. So second one is next one is a concentrator. So there will be three types of concentrators are used in the process: it's exponential, conical and stepped one. The concentrator is to provide the link between the transducer and the tool. So generally it's called as a mechanical amplifier. It's also called as a resonator. The main purpose of the concentrator is to increase the amplitude to the level needed for the machining process. So what are the factors affecting the ultrasonic machining process? So generally the 5 factors are affecting the ultrasonic machining performance. First one is the machine, workpiece, abrasive slurry, tool and working conditions. So machine should have adequate stiffness, rigidity and strength. So workpiece means workpiece properties will affect the ultrasonic machining performance. So workpiece ductility, hardness, strength, compressive strength, these are properties generally affect the performance. So abrasive slurry means what are the types of abrasive, what is the size of the abrasive, what is the liquid medium, what is the feeding method, what is the concentration used in the abrasive slurry. So fourth one, tool. So what are the types of tool, what is the tool material, hardness, accuracy, this is a general factor affecting the performance. So last one, working condition. What is the frequency level, amplitude level, pressure, depth and area of the working condition. These are the general factor affecting the ultrasonic machining performance. So mainly these are the general factors involved in the ultrasonic machining process: frequency, amplitude, static loading, hardness ratio, grain size, concentration of abrasive slurry. So what is the advantages of ultrasonic machining process? So mainly it is used for machining hard and brittle materials to produce complex shape, to good accuracy and reasonable surface finishes. This process is not affected by the electrical and chemical properties. So third one, the holes of any shape can be produced, particularly suited to make hole with a curved axis also possible. It has no high speed moving parts and also power consumption is very low. So mainly machined surface exhibit a good surface integrity, and the compressive stress induced in the top layer enhance the fatigue strength of the workpiece. In this process there is no burr, no distortion, no thermal effect in the workpiece material. So possibly safest of all non-traditional and conventional process because it involves no high voltage burning, cutting and chemical or dangerous mechanical motions. The limitation of ultrasonic machining method is material removal rate is very low. So depth of hole produces limited only. So tool wear is high. Soft corner cannot be produced in this method. Flat surface cannot be produced at the bottom of the cavity because it's ineffective slurry distribution, and also not economical for the soft material. It is mainly used for the hard material and brittle material only. So applications: the tungsten and other hard carbide and gemstones such as synthetic ruby are being successfully machined by UCM process, and also coining operation is possible in glass and ceramic material. So threading in glass, ceramics by approximately rotating and translating the workpiece and tool. So manufacture of hard alloy, wire drawing, punching and blanking die is possible in this process. Machining semiconducting materials like germanium, silicon is possible in the UCM process. Making component out of porcelain and special ceramics also possible. And round holes of any shape can be produced with simple tools. And also UCM process offers significant improvement in the manufacture of graphite electrode over the conventional technique. So thank you.